The Cincinnati Bengals are back in the rumor mill, this time with veteran free safety Julian Blackmon linked to the team. According to Sports Illustrated, Blackman could be a fit for Cincinnati's secondary, which is still looking to bounce back from a rocky 2024 season. Despite not addressing the safety position in the draft or free agency so far, the Bengals may still have time and options. While Blackman isn't coming off his strongest season with the Colts, his track record shows he's capable of making plays when used in the right scheme. That's where new defensive coordinator Al Golden steps in. Could he see Blackman as the missing piece in his retooled defense? The idea isn't far-fetched, especially given Blackman's experience and versatility in coverage. What does this mean for the Bengals? Cincinnati needs help in the back end of their defense. There's no sugarcoating that. With Jesse Bates and Von Bell long gone and the secondary still finding its identity, adding a player like Blackman could stabilize the unit. He's not the flashiest name, but under a creative coach like Golden, he could bring value. And for those wondering about other options like Justin Simmons, we haven't forgotten. We'll touch on him in a future breakdown, but for now, all eyes are on whether Blackman could soon be suiting up in stripes. Stay locked in, Bengals fans. This offseason could still deliver surprises. Whether it's Blackman or another free agent, the front office seems aware that the job's not done. So, if you want every scoop before it hits the mainstream, you know what to do. Subscribe, ring that bell. Because when the Bengals move, we break it down. See you in the next one. Who day? Compare that to Gino Stone, who struggled with giving up big plays but didn't have the same injury context. Blackman, despite the pain, only allowed 2 touchdowns over the course of the season. Not perfect, but not disastrous either. So, where do the Bengals fit into this equation? Cincinnati has done next to nothing to revamp their safety room this offseason. No new free agents, no significant draft picks. Fans were stunned when the team passed on obvious options like Lethan Ransom, choosing instead to bolster other positions. Now they're heading into another year relying on a unit that underperformed in 2024, especially in deep coverage. A guy like Blackman could offer a low-risk, medium-reward option if the price is right and the medicals check out. Let's be real. If a veteran safety is still on the market in June, there's a reason. But in a Bengals secondary that needs leadership, depth, and reliability, Blackmon could be a smart addition. Not a splashy one, but a move that stabilizes a shaky backfield. So the question for Bengals fans becomes simple. Is he worth the shot at the right price, or is the risk just too high? The Bengals safety unit in 2024 was a roller coaster. Some moments of promise, but far too many breakdowns. Let's get into it. Gino Stone? He had flashes, sure. 4 interceptions will always catch the eye, but context matters. Most of those plays came late in the season, after the Bengals were facing weaker competition and the pressure had eased. His early season performance? Costly, especially in games where deep coverage was consistently exposed. To his credit, Stone took a pay cut heading into 2025, acknowledging that his level of play didn't meet expectations. That's the kind of accountability you want on a roster, but it also highlights that the Bengals can't rely on him alone. Jordan Battle had moments, but his year was up and down. There's still potential there, and fans are holding out hope he takes a leap under Al Golden's leadership. Golden's arrival brings a major question. How will he handle rotations? Unlike Lou Anarumo, who stuck rigidly to his top 2 safeties, Golden might be more experimental. That could open the door for someone like Tyson Anderson to finally get more meaningful snaps, not just special teams duty. If Stone or Battle regress, Anderson could be next in line to prove himself. Beyond that, the depth is thin. Names like P.J. Doss, D'Anthony Bell, and Jalen Key are on the radar, but none have proven themselves in meaningful, high-stakes football. It's not a room built on solid ground. It's one hoping for upside. This is where Julian Blackmon re-enters the conversation. He's played real competitive football. He's battled injuries, yes, but he's been through the trenches of the NFL. That matters. Leadership and experience matter. And it's a big but. If the price tag is anything close to $8 million, it's hard to see the Bengals pulling the trigger. That's not a team-friendly deal for a player with injury history and declining numbers. So the question hangs in the air. Is the upside of Blackman worth the investment for a team still piecing together its secondary identity? One thing's clear. This group can't afford another season of busted coverages and inconsistent play. Stay tuned, because something's got to give in this safety room. There's one thing you keep hearing from analysts around the league. Julian Blackmon still has something left in the tank. After 5 seasons in Indianapolis, the former third-round pick out of Utah is still just 26 years old, a rare age for a still unsigned free agent with starting experience. What makes Blackman such an interesting option for the Bengals isn't just the experience, it's that combination of youth, versatility, and grit. He's shown flashes in both coverage and run support, especially in 2023 when he posted career highs in total tackles and tackles for loss. Those aren't empty numbers. They show a player who knows how to be around the football. Of course, the concerns are real. Inconsistency in deep coverage has plagued him at times, and injuries haven't helped. Still, there's a feeling among NFL circles that Blackman could thrive in the right system. A system like Cincinnati's, which is undergoing a fresh evolution under defensive coordinator Al Golden. Golden could use a flexible safety, someone who can drop into zone coverage or crash down into the box. Blackman fits that profile. He's not elite, but he has the tools to be a contributor, and that's what this secondary needs right now. The Bengals' current safety group is filled with question marks. Gino Stone needs to bounce back. Jordan Battle has potential, but isn't there yet. Tyken Anderson remains a mystery. Depth behind them is largely unproven. Adding a player like Blackman isn't about making headlines. It's about shoring up a position that quietly cost the Bengals games in 2024. As the offseason stretches on and veteran contracts begin to shrink, the Bengals could be in a prime spot to land a player with starting experience at a team-friendly price. That's how smart franchises win, by buying low and getting value. The only question now is, will Cincinnati act before another team does? If the goal is to win now, there's little time left for hesitation. As the offseason winds down and most top-tier names have found new homes, the Bengals still have critical gaps, and the question is no longer about talent availability. It's about urgency. One position that continues to raise eyebrows? Interior offensive line. Protecting Joe Burrow has been a theme in Cincinnati for years now, and yet, here we are, again wondering if there's enough upfront to let him thrive. Depth is decent. Leadership? Sure. Guys like Ted Karras bring veteran presence. But proven, high-end pass protection? Still up for debate. Cincinnati has young linemen who need guidance and consistency around them. If the Bengals want to throw it 40-plus times a game, as they often do, the line has to hold up. There's no excuse for ignoring that reality after what unfolded in 2024. And then there's the edge, a position of strength that could quickly become a weakness if things don't break right. Trey Hendrickson's situation remains uncertain. The drama surrounding his contract and the possibility he could be moved has left a gaping what if hovering over the pass rush. And while there's talent in the rotation, depth becomes fragile fast when a starter is in limbo. And what about the rookies? Exciting names, sure. Potential? Absolutely. But you can't bank a playoff run on hope alone. The Bengals have done a lot of smart things this offseason, but being just good enough isn't what wins titles. Not in this league. Not in the AFC. With cap space still available, the ability to offer short-term deals, and a roster that's clearly in win-now mode, the Bengals have no excuse to stand pat. The front office has been patient, maybe too patient. Now it's time to be bold. The edge rusher conversation in Cincinnati is starting to get louder, and for good reason. With Trey Hendrickson's status uncertain and contract negotiations stalling, this team needs a contingency plan. You can't gamble your defensive front on hope. The Bengals have Super Bowl aspirations, and if they want to hit quarterbacks consistently, they need another proven weapon off the edge. A name that's still out there? Zadarius Smith. He's not just another body, he's a locker room leader, a pass rush technician, and a player who knows what it takes to win. He's still productive, he's still healthy, and he's made it clear he wants to be on a contender. If that doesn't describe Cincinnati, what does? Yes, he'll cost a bit, likely in the $7 to $10 million range. But when you consider the chaos that could follow if Hendrickson is moved or misses time, that investment could be a steal. Now, let's talk safeties. The Bengals already committed to Gino Stone, restructuring his deal and signaling their belief in a bounce-back year. But another name that still lingers in the conversation is Justin Simmons, a player with all-pro caliber instincts and leadership. Problem? Simmons isn't coming in to play second fiddle. He's not signing on to rotate or take limited reps. He's a starter, or he's staying away. And with Stone already occupying one of those roles, and younger talents like Jordan Battle needing development time, it feels unlikely Cincinnati would pull the trigger there, even if Simmons is the better player right now. And finally, Mike Hilton. The veteran corner who gave his all in stripes remains unsigned. No one's saying the Bengals should bring him back, but you'd be lying if you said his absence doesn't raise a few questions. If injuries hit or the DB room underperforms and Hilton is still out there, that reunion might not be as impossible as it feels today. As we inch closer to training camp, the Bengals still have some serious decisions to make. These aren't names for the future. They're options that could shape this season. Will Cincinnati play it safe, or will they go all in?